Call to order the meeting of the Board of Education scheduled for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, held at 7 p.m. at Wyandotte City Hall, 3200 Biddle Avenue. This is a meeting of the Board of Education to attend to the business of the school district of the City of Wyandotte. Please note that this is not a town hall meeting or a public forum. Per the Open Meetings Act, the Wyandotte School Board welcomes you to witness our work out in full transparency. Since some may be unfamiliar with what to expect during a board meeting, please allow me to review the order of business. We will call the roll, say the pledge, and affirm our vision and mission and norms, and accept minutes from a previous meeting. These things all happen as part of our regular agenda each meeting. Next, we will take public comment, and when we get to that portion, I will review the guidelines and expectations for that section of the meeting. The hearing of the public is the appropriate time for addressing the board. Finally, we have an action agenda which includes a resolution, a motion, and comments by board members in open discussion on the floor. That is the portion of the meeting where you will hear board members speak on the topic being taken up in our motion. Our last act will be a vote on the motion after discussion closes. This vote is the board speaking with one voice on the matter at hand. We then adjourn. I will now commence with the meeting according to the agenda. Roll call, please.
Member Bevan Partial?
Here.
Member Kane?
Here.
Member Kinney?
Trustee Kinney will not be in attendance due to a pre-planned trip out of state.
Member Lo Cicero?
Here.
Member Martinez?
Here.
Member Weber?
Here.
President Circovich?
Here. We have a quorum. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Recitation of the vision, mission, statements, and norms. Treasurer Martinez will read the vision statement. Trustee Weber will read the mission statement, and Vice President Kane will read our board norms.
Vision statement. A diverse, equitable, and inclusive community that develops resilient, innovative, and engaged individuals.
Mission statement, collaborating and inspiring to educate, engage, and empower all.
Our school board group agreements and norms assume positive intent. Listen and restate for clarity and affirmation. Remember that we are on one team working towards a common goal. Address topics, not people. Promote mutual respect. Stay on topic and be open to redirection. Support board decisions, no surprises.
Thank you. The reading of the minutes. The proposed minutes of the February 17th, 2026 work session are included in your packet. Secretary Lo Cicero and I reviewed it and found it to be in order and acceptable as presented. May I have a motion, please?
I move approval of the proposed minutes from the February 17th, 2026 work session be approved as presented.
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none, please attach the roll.
Roll attached, motion carried.
Thank you. Now is the section of the meeting where we have the hearing of the public. Wyandotte Public Schools Board of Education welcomes public discourse. Now is the portion of the meeting where the public may address the board. Those who wish to speak should approach the podium, state their name, and address the board. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Members of the board and district employees will not answer questions during public commentary. Board Operating Procedures 3.4 states that individuals addressing the board should take into consideration the rules of common courtesy. The public participation portion of this meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against a school board member or school district employee, which are totally unrelated to the manner in which the board member performs their duties. The board asks those addressing the board address us and are mindful of our operating guidelines. Is there anyone wishing to address the board at this time? Please approach the podium in an orderly manner. Thank you. And you can just take turns as one at a time. As one person sits down, another person may take the floor. Go ahead.
Good evening, board members. My name is Adriana Sorella. My son is enrolled in Wyandotte Public Schools, and I am also a councilwoman here in the city of Wyandotte. First, thank you for allowing parents and community members the opportunity to speak this evening. I'm here regarding a recent social media comment made by board member Cindy Wilson-Kinney that compared Muslims to animals, suggesting one could only keep one. This type of statement is deeply dehumanizing and harmful. It reduces members of a faith community, including our own students and families, to something less than human. Public school board members are entrusted with serving all students and families, regardless of race, religion, and background. And when a leader makes or engages with content that targets a specific religious group in this way, it undermines trust and raises serious concerns about inclusion, fairness, and judgment. As a Latina mother, I should never have to question whether decisions affecting my child or any child here will be influenced by bias or prejudice. Our students deserve leadership that reflects dignity, respect, and commitment to protecting every single child in this district. At minimum, I believe our Muslim families deserve a clear and direct apology. And beyond that, I urge this board member to reflect seriously on the responsibility that comes with this position and the example being set for our students here. I look forward to this upcoming election cycle and to supporting and encouraging leaders who are committed to those values and who will represent all families here in Wyandotte, in the Wyandotte Public Schools, because our community deserves leaders who uphold the values of respect, equity, and integrity. Thank you guys so much for this.
If the next person would like to approach the board, the podium, just take a turn. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Sarah Pettigrew, and I have a child in the district. I wasn't going to join you this evening because I have a sick child at home, and I thought it might be better for me to stay at home and care for her. However, the more I thought about it, the focus of this meeting really boils down to that same thing, caring for children. When I look around me and I see this table of elected individuals in front of me who serve our school board, caring for children is exactly what they're asked to do, and this is a burden. Because along with that burden of care comes a great responsibility. You are board members, and you're burdened with an additional layer of scrutiny that not all of us are asked to carry, but many of us can relate to. Those of you who are teachers in the room might be careful about the things you say in public because you don't want a kindergarten student to hear you cussing in the grocery store. When you step into public office, you're committing to upholding and representing that office in the greater community, and that includes your presence on social media. Over the weekend, many of us found ourselves gasping in shock and disgust and dismay and regret when we saw that a board member had made a comment that was dehumanizing and cruel regarding Muslims. Coming from any individual, this sentiment would be disgusting. But from a school board member, this stance is all the more hurtful and disturbing, and many constituents of this board feel betrayal. Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 guarantees children the right to an education that is free of discrimination, including harassment. And the act is a very serious line in the sand about the type of rhetoric and actions we should engage when we interact with children in our district and when we create policies for them. It does not bode well for a community if someone who sits in a position of power in a seat at a board of education shares sentiments that are in opposition to the ideals and the very laws that we are supposed to be upholding for our children. And that's just the legal part of it. Imagine being a child in a school district and learning that one of the people tasked with making decisions about your well-being and care feels that you don't have value, that you are less than a dog and therefore a lesser human. Words matter to children. They matter to families, they matter to communities, and they matter to me. And I'm very convinced that they do matter to the majority of this board in front of me. It is a burden to choose our words wisely, but it is a burden of care and kindness that should be interwoven in the work of the board members to do the things that they do, and it should be interwoven in the values they exhibit in public forums. Otherwise, it is very clear that the member does not represent the best of Wyandotte Public Schools or this community. It doesn't matter that this district is not a Muslim majority district, or even if there were not a single Muslim student in our district. Imagine what kind of future adults we are raising if we teach children that some people in our community and the adults in our community and the greater community are not as worthy of our care as others. If you don't value Muslim children, you are doing a great disservice to every child in this district. My big concern tonight is the critical message that we send to children. This isn't a one-time deal. This is where we stay diligent. Do we as a community
I'm
uphold
sorry,
care?
we have hit time.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for doing what's right for our children and all children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Heather Harris. I am a Wyandotte resident and a mother of a child in the Wyandotte Public School System. I'm here today to speak on the incident that happened when one of the school board members posted on social media. Cindy Kinney decided to post something racist and anti-Muslim on Facebook for all to see. This is harmful to our students, families, community, everyone as a whole. To our Muslim students and their families, it puts into question the school district's commitment to their safety and well-being. Wyandotte Public School District states the following. District mission, collaborating and inspiring to educate, engage, and empower all. Vision, a diverse, equitable, and inclusive community that develops resilient, innovative, and engaged individuals. Belief statements. Every student has a right to an equitable education. We believe everyone deserves safe, nurturing, and inclusive environments. We believe success is diverse and achieved through community support and collaboration. Due to Mrs. Kinney's conflicting principles, it is clear that the board will function better without her presence. Because Mrs. Kinney is not aligned with Wyandotte Public Schools district mission or values or beliefs, I am calling for her immediate resignation. Mrs. Kinney, although you are not here tonight, I'm sure you will hear this eventually, I am asking you to step down. It's the right thing to do. I'm also calling on the rest of the school board, the superintendent, teachers, parents, and anyone else with a platform to join me in publicly calling for Cindy Kinney's resignation. Hate has no place in Wyandotte, and certainly no place on our school board. Mrs. Kinney, do the right thing and resign. To the board and those in attendance, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Jessica Harris. First and foremost, it's my personal belief that every human has an obligation to make the spaces they inhabit so unwelcoming to racists and bigots that they never rear their ugly heads. I call upon the members of this board to do the same. An email that condemns Cindy Kinney's reprehensible behavior on social media, while an important step, is not enough. Saying that you would replace all of the Muslims in the world, which to reiterate would include all of the Muslim students, teachers, and residents of Wyandotte, is dehumanizing. And to say it during Ramadan is especially atrocious. I suggest that the board reach out to local Muslim community leaders and work with each other to help bring our community back together. Secondly, I'd like to make the board and the public aware that this is not the first and only time Ms. Kinney has posted publicly anti-Muslim bias on the internet. In addition to her hateful comment on Facebook, she's also active on the app Threads. On February 13th, 2016, in response to a post calling for the deportation of Muslim Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, she said, "Bye-bye." On November 30th, 2025, in response to a post claiming that Italy would be banning the burqa and niqab on Muslim women in public spaces, she responded, "Thankfully." Ms. Kinney has also publicly posted and shared anti-LGBTQ rhetoric on Threads, as referenced from a post on January 30th, 2026, when she responds positively in favor of there being only two genders. This points to a pattern and is also the complete antithesis of the belief that, and I quote, "Everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, age, or religious beliefs, is welcome and valued part of our community," end quote. This has made the local news, so now instead of leaving a legacy that this community can be proud of, Cindy Kinney will be remembered among local controversies such as the 5G tower scandal, the embezzling principal, the Roosevelt teacher arrested for soliciting a minor, and that cockroach house that got trick-or-treating canceled back in 2022. Finally, as the parent of a Wyandotte student, a city resident, and also one of its early childhood educators, I demand the resignation of Ms. Kinney. If you love dogs so much that you would gladly replace 2 billion people on this planet with them, maybe a better volunteer position for you is at an animal shelter. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good evening, everyone.
My name is Andrine Gant, and I have a very special angel who attends Madison Center. And I don't really even know what to say other than I'm appalled and I'm disgusted with what I read this afternoon. I am a Native American. I'm indigenous to this land. You are sitting in the city of Wyandotte, my people. And to say anything about any other ethnic group, especially in the environment that we are in today, is appalling. When I sit here and look at all of you, I don't see one person who resembles my color of skin. So I'm sure, and I'm going to say this, it's very difficult for you to understand what our Muslim friends and family experienced when that information was put out. Social media, in your privacy of your own home, is when bigotry and racism does come to fruition. We never know what people think when they close the door, but I know what I think. And I have to say that I've been very welcomed by Superintendent listening to me. I might be an irate mother at times, but I come with a pure heart to advocate for children who have no voice and for families who might be out there intimidated and afraid to speak out. So we come today to speak on their behalf. No one should have to ask this parent, council, board member to resign. They should look upon themselves to do it. But if you're a true bigot and racist, you don't feel you've done anything wrong. To compare a human being, and I know, because Native Americans, Indians, as we were called, we were known as savages.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. And so I plead with you, or the person, I don't even want to bring forth their name, to do the right thing. And I'm fortunate that my child is special needs and can't understand, because I don't have to go home and explain to my child the leadership, the disgusting behavior that came across on social media. They should know better. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
I want to start tonight by saying thank you, and I appreciate the board's swift action in reaching out to our families and recognizing what was said.
Please state your name for the record.
That was next.
Sorry.
My name is James Pack, and I'm here as a parent and educator who has spent my career serving diverse communities. In my role here in Wyandotte, I am responsible for family engagement, and though my role may feel small, I strive every single day to make a big impact on our students and their families. I know firsthand how much trust it takes for a family to walk through our doors, and I know how quickly that trust can be shattered. I want to be clear about something because I think that it matters. I am a firm believer in a person's right to hold their own beliefs and opinions, even when I personally disagree with them, and even when I find them reprehensible. That right does not disappear because someone holds a position of public trust, and I would not want it to. But there is a line, and that line is crossed the moment those beliefs are expressed publicly in a way that cause harm to the very community you are entrusted to serve. At that point, you can no longer credibly claim that you are able to lead the community without bias. Those two things simply cannot coexist. Ms. Kinney's comments were not private, they were very public, and I want to be direct that they were not simply offensive or misguided. They were deeply harmful, hurtful, and wholly unacceptable from anyone, including someone in a position of leadership. The community they harmed, our students, our families, and our staff, are the same people she is supposed to represent and protect. They deserve better than what those comments delivered. So I'm calling clearly and without reservation for Ms. Kinney's resignation from this board. This is not about punishing someone for their beliefs, whether or not any of us find them acceptable or not. It is about a simple and painful truth that she can no longer credibly serve the family and students of this community. That credibility is gone, and without it, her place on the board cannot stand. Our community deserves better, and our students deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Salisbury. Many of you know me before when I came and spoke to you guys when my son was at Jefferson, and now he's at Washington in his final year and thriving. I've also been a part of the special education parents committee back when that was active, which I hope you guys bring back. But the reason I'm standing up is once with all these other speakers that the comments made by Ms. Kenny was inappropriate, especially considering when I first came to Wyandotte with my son and being in an interrelational relationship and our experience with having the police called on us by Jefferson because my partner was a Korean American picking up a blonde, blue-eyed child. And this isn't our first experience having racism in this district, and obviously this goes against everything that is in our mission and everything that I'm trying to teach my son that other people are trying to teach their children. And even at Washington, that goes against what their message is to the students there. And even Ms. Gervasi and all of the, like when Mr. Crace was there, they are working on spreading that mission of acceptance, love, and anybody who is a different race, religion, that they were beautiful as they were. And her comments goes against everything that these students should know. Because when you're being compared to a dog, that's degrading. And my son is also, even though he's blonde and blue-eyed, we descend from Melungeon people. They are a multiracial people from the Appalachia region that were free people of color until the 1950s. And he knows this, and he's accepting of this, and he accepts all of his friends. And yes, there are people in this community that have the same beliefs as Ms. Kenny, and we can't change that overnight. But that also starts here at the Board of Education to make that movement and to spread that message and make the changes within the school district and to also represent that on the board appropriately. And I hope that you guys will work internally at the school district to make these changes among yourselves and within the school itself, and at least create programs to help with the racism. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Hello, Rose Shurian. I worked for Wyandotte Schools for 14 and a half years. Both my sons earned their diplomas from Wyandotte Schools. As a taxpayer who resides in Wyandotte, I think it is absolutely unacceptable for a board member to be making statements that are discriminatory to any religion. A school board member should represent the community and all its populations regardless of the color of their skin, their religion, or sexual orientation. Hate has no place in our schools. Hate has no place in our cities. When I was a classroom teacher, one of our rules was treat other people the way you would want to be treated yourself. And I truly don't think Ms. Kinney would appreciate it if that mean we're flipped to the opposite side. And imagine if you were a Muslim student in our school district and one of the school board members were discriminatory against you. I would hope that she would resign. I don't think she's going to, but I hope she does the right thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Bridget Wara. I am a parent in the district. I have 2 children that are with me here today, and I thought it was very important for them to show up with me to see this. And not only that, but I'm also an employee of Wyandotte Public Schools. And I just kind of want to give a little bit of a background on me and why this story is so passionate to me. Back years ago, I like to say it was a lifetime ago, I earned a badge that not many people
Please
earn.
can you address
I'm
the
sorry.
board?
I'm so sorry.
That's
I
okay. No,
haven't-
the camera will follow you. So
I didn't
just-
even I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even
No,
looking at the
that's
camera.
okay. Just watch us, and that way you'll be in the same spot.
I
That's
earned
okay.
a badge that not many people in their early 20s earn, and that is I earned the badge of a widow. I will never forget the day that I went in to change my name, as a new bride does, and they are so thrilled. And I went and I turned in my paperwork, and I'll never forget the employee of that organization looking at me and very quietly saying, "Ma'am, you forgot to hyphenate your name." And I didn't think anything of it. My maiden name is Anderson. I truly thought people hyphenate their name all the time, and I said, "No, I have not chosen to hyphenate my name." Long story short, if you haven't caught on, my married name was Bridget Bell Habib. My first husband's name was Riyadh. I was married in the mosque wearing hijab. And in all of those things, my father's a Presbyterian pastor. So it was quite the controversy back in the day. I think that through all of this, we all know what happened here. But I like to remember, and for all of us that are so hurt, is a little line from Ted Lasso. And that's that I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather for the strength we show if and when we're ever given a second chance. I don't want these words to come across as acceptance of this weekend's events. However, I truly urge and look forward to seeing the strength of the board and showing who we are in Wyandotte. And I hope that this turnout tonight serves as a moment of reflection and for strength for this trustee as well, and for us to continue to show as employees how much these students and this community means to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please approach the podium. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Katie Swar. I am a mother of a student in Wyandotte Schools and a resident. I voted for many of you. Truthfully, I cannot tell you if I voted for Miss Kinney. If I had any reflection of her background, there is no chance I would. As an Arab American, I am offended, I'm hurt, and I'm disappointed, not only at her actions, but in the fact that when someone in our district makes comments or publicly says something so deplorable, we don't have it in our bylaws to remove that person from office. I ask you to consider this in our bylaws, to consider that we are looking at what our public figures are saying here in Wyandotte to make sure that when they are not promoting inclusion, when they are not promoting a cohesive learning environment for all students of all backgrounds from all families, that we have the ability to say that they are not an adequate fit for what our board represents, and that we find a way to remove them so that this doesn't have to happen. While it is great to have the public forum and the office and the ability to speak our minds, there should be recourse that is easy and swift so that this does not come down to someone deciding to step down. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please approach the podium.
Good evening. My name is Jamie Churches. I am a teacher. I taught for 10 years downriver. I have my master's in education administration. I taught elementary school children. And I also served in the State House as a state representative representing downriver. And now I am the state director of a Muslim nonprofit, nonpartisan civic organization. And we represent interests of all people. And tonight I am here. I think my most important title is community member. So I'm here as a community member of Wyandotte. And I thank you for your time, for letting us have a forum to hear what our neighbors feel and think, and the space to talk about what we saw. I would also like to echo a lot of what has been said tonight, that just because we have the forum of Facebook and leaders of our nation decide to use dehumanizing language, when you are a leader of our community, there should be responsibility when you dehumanize people for who they are and how they show up in this world. Muslims are not dogs. We are not animals. We are people. And we need to treat our neighbors with dignity and respect. I urge you, as the representation of our school district, to consider the mechanisms that you have within your power to hold accountable yourselves and your colleagues when they make mistakes. Because our community deserves to have representation that is not only compassionate, but accountable for their actions. Because what I learned as a teacher is how we show up in this world is how our children show up. What I saw as a state representative was how the leaders of our country showed up on the national stage, is how people treated me on the streets in real life. And if we do not start showing up, holding people accountable, and not ignoring and not looking away when things are uncomfortable, then that's when things go wrong. So thank you again for having us tonight, and please consider approaching the situation differently in the future with the power that you have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please approach the podium. Is there anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? Seeing no further comment, we will move on to the next portion of our agenda. I would just like to take this opportunity from the chair to make a clarifying comment and to remind people that while we understand that there is a call for further action, I want to clarify that as an elected body, we have no legal mechanism to remove a fellow board member from office. That authority rests solely with voters. So that is only a clarifying comment. I just want to make sure that that's clear, stated for the record. Thank you. All right, I'm now going to move to the action agenda portion of our meeting. We have a disclaiming resolution today. I am going to read the resolution to begin with. Resolution disclaiming the actions and comments of School Board Trustee Cindy Kinney. Whereas the Wyandotte Public School Board has been made aware that one of our trustees has made a comment on a Facebook post that contained racist and dehumanizing content. Whereas this comment by Trustee Cindy Kinney was discriminatory and hurtful and not in any way authorized or endorsed by the full school board and does not reflect its views or perspective. And whereas when such comment was made, Trustee Kinney failed to appropriately and timely disclaim her comment as not being those of the Board of Education as required by board policy. And whereas the nature of the comment has caused disruption to school district operations, impaired the reputation of the district, and caused concern among students, staff, and community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that, number one, the comments and conduct of a single member of this board does not represent the position or opinion of the school board as an entity under the revised school code. Number two, the Wyandotte community and its members be placed on notice that unless specifically authorized by motion of the board, an individual board member of the school board has no greater authority than that of an individual community member, and that such individuals' comments and conduct should not be construed as representing the position or opinion of the school board. Number three, the school board completely, without reservation, disavows the aforementioned comment as representing the position or opinion of the school board. Number 4, the school board affirms its commitment to comply with the revised school code and all civil rights laws. And number 5, the board's actions within this resolution shall be inserted within the minutes of the meeting. May I have a motion on the resolution as I have read it?
I move approval of the disclaiming resolution as presented by President Circovich.
Support.
Thank you. All right. Now we will have public opening comments from board members and, sorry, I have so many papers here, I apologize. I now open the floor for the board discussion. I'm going to begin with Treasurer Martinez.
All right. I will be reading a statement as written by Trustee Kinney, emailed today at 3:21 p.m. To the Wyandotte community, I want to sincerely apologize for my recent Facebook post that has caused hurt and concern. I take responsibility for that impact. I want to be clear that I respect people of all faiths and backgrounds. It was never my intention to offend, marginalize, or diminish anyone in our community. I understand why many were upset, and I am truly sorry. I also want to address that I am currently on a previously planned vacation. This trip was scheduled well in advance, and I am not avoiding or running away from this issue. I remain committed to addressing concerns directly and having meaningful conversations upon my return. Most importantly, my first priority continues to be the students of Wyandotte. Serving the young people in the city of Wyandotte has always been at the heart of my work, and that commitment has not changed. I am dedicated to fostering an inclusive, respectful, and supportive environment for every student and family in our community. I am listening, learning, and committed to doing better. Sincerely, Cynthia Kinney.
Thank you for reading that on behalf of the trustee. I'm now going to open the floor for board discussion. This is the time where the board members will have a chance to address the resolution that is on the floor, and I'm going to begin with Member Weber.
Thank you. I'd like to address Trustee Kinney directly. Trustee Kinney, as a member of the school board, you hold a position of public trust and leadership. Your role requires a demonstrated commitment to professionalism, respect, and inclusivity for all students, families, staff, and community members. Statements that are perceived as derogatory, discriminatory, or demeaning undermine that responsibility and erode public confidence in the board's ability to represent the entire community fairly. Our students should be environments where every student feels valued, respected, and safe. Leadership at the governance level sets the tone for the entire district. When a board member's conduct falls short of those expectations, it compromises the integrity of the institution and distracts from important work of educating and supporting our students. For these reasons, I respectfully request that you consider resigning from your position on the school board. This request is made in the internal of restoring trust, maintaining the credibility of the board, and ensuring that district leaderships reflect the values and respect and accountability that our community respects. This situation is unfortunate, but leadership requires accountability. I hope that you will thoughtfully reflect on the impact to your comments and act in a manner that prioritizes the best interests of the district and its students.
Thank you. All right, other board members who would like to speak? I recognize Nick Bevan-Partial.
Thank you to everyone who spoke tonight. It takes immense courage to come forward and to share your anger and hurt. I sat here and listened to every word, and I want to be very clear about where I stand. I share in the disgust and disappointment expressed here tonight. I do not support or align myself with any comments made by Trustee Kinney. I denounce them fully and without hesitation. What was written was bigoted and dehumanizing. It was a betrayal of the community's trust and a violation of the professional standards we owe every person in this district. I'm speaking tonight not only as my capacity as an individual this community elected, but also as a human being and a kindergarten teacher who sees firsthand how moments like this ripple into our classrooms. Children are mirrors. They pick up quickly on what adults say, and more importantly, what they tolerate. When a leader uses their platform to dehumanize others, it creates a permission structure for exclusion in our hallways. What was posted on social media doesn't stay there. It reaches our classrooms, becomes conversations in our hallways, and at our families' dinner tables. Because of this, our district has been thrusted into a disgusting spotlight. While the media and community's attention and scrutiny is a rightful consequence of such harmful actions, it has a profound tarnish on the hard work of this district. It is deeply unfair to the teachers, support staff, and administrators who pour their hearts into creating environments where every child is welcome, safe, and valued. Their dedication is a true story of Wyandotte Public Schools, yet now their work is overshadowed by these bigoted words. To every staff and student in our buildings, you are the heart of this district. You are not just welcome here, you are essential. Your safety and belonging are non-negotiable. No one in our school should ever have to wonder if people leading this district view them with the dignity they are inherently owed as human beings. It is our fundamental job to protect that dignity, not to be the ones to call it into question. As elected officials, we have the responsibility to this community. And it doesn't end when we walk away from this table. There is no off-duty version of a public leader. We represent Wyandotte in every facet of our lives. Regarding the apology that was read tonight, an apology that focuses on those who are offended, rather than taking full ownership of the bigotry expressed, is not accountability. It is a deflection. It is a deflection that suggests the problem lies within the community's reaction rather than her words. Silence is not neutral. It's a choice. The days of silence that followed from Trustee Kinney after the board was made aware of this comment as a complete disregard for the pain that has caused so many. Trust is not a gift. It's earned through consistent professional action. Our students are watching. Our staff are watching. The entire community is watching. Some things cannot be unsaid, and some trust, once broken this deeply, cannot be repaired. The harm caused to the fabric of our community and to the reputation of our schools is too great. Because of the gravity of these actions and the repairable breach of the professional standard we owe Wyandotte, and the fact our district cannot begin to heal while this behavior remains on this table, the only right and responsible path forward is for Trustee Kinney to resign from her position immediately.
Thank you. Is there another board member that wishes to speak? Okay, please.
So first, I would like to thank everyone who took the time to express their concerns regarding the comment made by Trustee Kinney. Thank you for showing up for your community with genuine care and compassion. There is no excuse for the cruel, dehumanizing comment made by Trustee Kinney. I want to apologize for the hurt and loss of trust this comment has caused. Our code of ethics, which we have all signed, states, "I will represent all constituents, honestly and equally." Additionally, as a community, we defined the following belief statements during our strategic planning process. Every student has the right to an equitable education. We believe everyone deserves safe, nurturing, and inclusive environments. And we believe success is diverse and achieved through community support and collaboration. We made a commitment to uphold these principles, and we will continue to represent the Wyandotte Public School District with grace, integrity, and dignity. I, too, am calling for Trustee Kinney to resign.
Thank you, Treasurer Martinez. Secretary LaCicero?
First, want to say thank you to everyone who has contacted the board and who has come to today's meeting to share their concerns regarding Trustee Kinney's Facebook comment. It was irreprehensible, and there is no excuse for her racist and bigoted comment. As stated in both our mission and vision, the board is committed to fostering a school community that is welcoming, safe, and inclusive for every student, family, and staff member in our district. The comment in question stands in direct conflict with those commitments and the standards of conduct we are expected to uphold as elected representatives of this community. As board members, we have a responsibility not only to govern, but to model the values we expect within our schools. Our actions, including those outside of this room, affect students, families, and trust placed in this board. In this instance, that trust has been damaged. For those reasons, I respectfully call on Trustee Kinney to resign from the board, as I do not believe her actions reflect the expectations or values we are entrusted to uphold on behalf of this district.
Thank you. Vice President Kane?
First off, thank you all for coming and sharing with us this evening. It is very important to us. I apologize to our community for the recent social media communication. I believe truly that we were all taken back and shocked by what we saw, what we heard or read that was posted. I hold strong in my beliefs, formed in my past 40-plus years with Wyandotte Public Schools, that a school board should always remain as a cohesive team working as one for the best interests of all of our students, all of our staff, and all of our community. We, your school board, are here to uphold our vision and mission statements. A diverse, equitable, and inclusive community that develops resilient, innovative, and engaged individuals by collaborating and inspiring to educate, engage, and empower all. As elected officials, we have been entrusted to represent all constituents with honesty and with equity. Engaging in dehumanizing content or comments creates division and causes apprehension of trust in our community. And not taking accountability for those actions is absolutely unacceptable. We as a school board take pride in keeping our board policies and procedures, as well as our code of ethics, current and adhered to, and we will continue to do so. If I may, we are all human. We all make mistakes. Let us all learn from this. Trustee Kinney has been on the board for 11 years. Good has happened, bad has happened, mistakes have been made. However, when mistakes like this happen, they are unacceptable, and accountability should be taken. Sadly, it was not taken soon enough. I sit with my fellow board members and will continue to support our children, our staff, and our community for the betterment of all. I too call Trustee Kinney to resign from the school board.
Thank you. Board members, with your permission, I'd like to give Superintendent Anderson a chance to speak, if that's all right with you. This is our discussion on our motion, but I feel like we always appreciate his recommendation and his thoughts. Is that all right with everyone?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, please.
Superintendent?
I don't have prepared statements for tonight, but I do want to address the public. As the leader of this organization, as your sole employee, I am in a unique spot that you are my bosses. However, I do want the community to know that I work with over 700 dedicated and hardworking employees for Wyandotte Public Schools. However, if any of those 700 people, myself included, had done what happened this weekend, I would be accepting their resignation or taking more formal action to terminate employment with this district. And so I want the community to know that. It's not acceptable. It's not a part of our school system. And I hope the right thing happens here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. As the chair, I speak last, and here is the thought that I would like to share with you tonight. In 2018, when I first asked for your trust to serve on this board, I had 3 words on my signs: parent, educator, and advocate. Today, I am the parent of Wyandotte alumni, and I'm in my 33rd year as an educator. And while I have always fought for my own students as an educator, this seat has afforded me the opportunity to speak up for kids, families, and teachers in ways that I could not have imagined 7 years ago. If you know me, it may not surprise you to know that as a young teacher, I had no qualms about speaking truth to power. As a parent, I have stood at that very podium where some of you stood tonight to speak to this body about issues that I was personally passionate about. But as an advocate, I spoke my mind. As a board member, I took an oath to protect the integrity of this district. The trust that you as the community placed in me, in us, isn't just a title. It is a mandate to lead with empathy. When a leader fails to meet that mark, it isn't just a personal mistake. It is a breach of the responsibility we owe to every member of our Wyandotte family. Our job is to prepare students for a world that requires empathy, critical thinking, and a fundamental respect for the humanity of others. When a leader engages in dehumanizing or racist content, it creates a ripple effect that touches every classroom, every employee, every student in our care. You deserve to see your leaders modeling the same respect and digital and personal citizenship that we ask of you. Our district belief statement is clear. We believe everyone deserves safe, nurturing, and inclusive environments. I heard that echoed over and over again from all of you. We drafted that statement together as a team with alongside 40 members of our community. And those are not just words on a page, they are a promise. I hear your outrage and I share your concern. I echo the calls for Ms. Kinney's resignation, not as an end point, but as a necessary step towards the work that we must continue to do. We cannot simply return to business as usual. We must use this moment to deepen our commitment to equity and to do the hard work of self-reflection to ensure that Wyandotte is a district where all does mean all. I will be voting yes on this disclaiming resolution to speak with one voice as a board, using the mechanism that is available to us as a board, and I urge you all to join me in voting yes on the disclaiming resolution. All right, we've all had a chance to speak. I'm going to call for a vote on the resolution. Roll call, please.
Member Bevan Partial?
Yes.
Member Kane?
Yes.
Member Lo Cicero?
Yes.
Member Martinez?
Yes.
Member Weber?
Yes.
President Circovich?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you for your attendance today and for your respectful words in speaking to us and for your respectful listening to our discussion during the district board meeting of attending the business of the school district of the city of Wyandotte. I'm now going to call for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion.